Welcome to Day 10 of Building a Career for Myself. Today we are going to be talking about axis in software development. What do you understand by axis? Now imagine there are two lines. There's an up line and then there's a sideway line. These are axes, the x axis and then the y axis. Now how do we understand axis in software development? Now let's look at it this way. There is the horizontal axis and then there's the vertical axis in software development. You remember we talked about Flexbox in day 9. We are going to link day 9 content to day 10. So we are going to link Flexbox to axis so we will better understand axis more. Now, how do we understand axis more when it comes to software development and when it comes to Flexbox when we are writing our codes in CSS? This is how we do it. There are two main forms of axis in Flexbox. You have the main axis and then you have the cross axis. Now I will explain the both for us to understand clearly. The main axis is the primary direction in which your items are lined up. Look at it this way. Now the main axis is the row. This is how your items are lined up in CSS. Now think of it this way. You want your containers to be lined up in a row. Just like I said before, you use container. You want your containers to be lined up in a row. So what you do now is you say flex direction and then row. So that is how your containers are being lined up in row. That is for the main axis. Now let's go to the cross axis. I've explained what the main axis means. Now we are going to talk about the cross axis. Cross axis, for instance, now you want your containers to stack up in forms by forms. So what do you do here? We'll now say in Flexbox, using the Flexbox rules, you now say flex direction column. That is how you have your cross axis stacked up in columns. The first one was row, that's the main axis. Now we are talking about the cross axis. So in the cross axis we use column. So these are stacked up in column form. So this is how we talk about the column pattern in CSS using Flexbox. In conclusion, let's look at it this way. Your row is your horizontal and then your column is your vertical. So when you are now writing it in CSS, it's going to be like flex direction row, then flex direction column. I hope it's more clear. This is it for today. I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Thank you.